You battle Blunt Ted, he reckons you like kids. Blunt Ted calls everyone pedo, he's reckless and violent, but you're the only dude he accused who never denied it. On Facebook you said you were molested in silence and you were glad to work for the Child Protection Alliance. Should you look to the future with elegance and grace, or neuter your abuser like a revenant of rage? This pussy dirty WALLZ is torn, that's evidence of rape. Your dad made you ride his cock, you have inner battles. Cause you are on top of the pops longer than Jimmy Savile. Getting gang raped in your house is common. Everyone was fucking dirty, like House of Commons. Getting gang raped made your memories kinda worse. Your Peter was played by many men. Enter the Spider-Verse. Real fact, you work for child protection, you're pimping shit. Cops tapped your phone, you said you're the king of kids. They heard dirty talk, there's a pedophile ring to it. Your story ends. Online, you give tips to horny men. Cover your face when you take the kid, cause this is the way. You're the Mandalorian. When you see a kid leave his house, you lure him with cheap-ass lies. You go nuts when you see a new virgin out, PS5. We both overweight as fuck, and you love some shady stuff. But you love 8 Mile and 8-year-olds. You ate too much.
We gonna see the best of ZAIN today, I can't wait. There's no excuse, no choking and stuttering on stage, just one swift take and get out my way. This mixed race piss stain used to live in a palace. His dad handled the business, mum drank from a chalice. But that shit soon disappears when those bags take hold. Now she has to sucky $10 cause your dad went broke. You look at this an online clash. I set stages in stadiums. You say things like, I'll take aim with the gauge and let it rain through your cranium. This made lazy and way too fake, lazy, and looks like his old lady got raped by space aliens. Damn, ZAIN. Didn't you used to stack cash like Wheezy? Now you're just fat and greasy. Danny Zuko found glucose. At least now his cat sleeps easy. You're so fat, your blood's black, man, it's practically soy. How many Asian South Park characters have you actually voiced? Because all you bring is big dick lines and mum jokes, and you ain't had not one of those things since your mum left Gong Ho. Your dad spent his fortune in a brothel called Arabian Nights. The next day your mum disappeared from your life on that Malaysian flight. So you should admit to this torture. And I'll admit it's out of order you've never won a battle because of the way that you look. You've got that natural screw face. Plus you're shaky as fuck. So when you're spitting it just looks like you're saying I've won. And I wouldn't talk about disability for real life beef. Respect to you for what it takes to even stand and compete. But King of the Dot, I've got a rapper like you. And he's one of the best in the scene. How'd we get stuck with the one who can't even speak?
You're a pedo. Watching your bowels is hard. You choke like Jeffrey Epstein, but you can't hang with them bars. You're a racist, the type who stops elections. A child abuse victim who copped erections. You're not Britain first, you're sloppy seconds. Your broad's a legend. Everyone nuts in a slut mouth. Now dirty WALLZ wears condoms when his girl comes round. Funny to see the rubber on walls cause his girl's a nut house. You're skeptical of my skill. Don't you think at all? You battled for 8 years and you're still awkward. It's simple, WALLZ. You came out of your shell at a snail's pace. So you'll get bodied if you take this with a pinch of salt. You're nervous when you fuck chicks. Your thighs start shaking. When you fuck, you choke in bed like a COVID-19 patient. You're a pedo. Everyone in your home's a witness. When you go to prison, they'll rape you like obese bitches. You're so fat, they can spit roast you and maintain social distance. This selfish prick makes little girls scream like a melting witch because his nudes look like a jellyfish on some fella's dick. You tell your kids, help me quick, my belly's big. I can't take a dick pic without a selfie stick. We're both chubby, but you're the fat weakling. You give kids a bad feeling and deserve an ass beating. I'll stop your progress because your dirty walls on the glass ceiling.
I can't believe you just stood there in your granddad's best shirt and spat that dead verse. You look like you live in a shelter for pervs. What's man gave you an extra 24 hours? Because you're his most favourite of nerds. Turns Vince McMahon when he needs that big name to observe. But what's making it worse? That statement you burst. All you did was take another rapper's fable, and I hate that you hurt. But ZAIN, I can't rebuttal a bar that was sprayed in the third in a 3-round battle when I went first. Life's supposed to be about rags to riches. Your story's riches to rags. Karma for every woman you call bitches and slags and had you ripping their pants. Or for the women living imprisoned in your villa in Chad for a slither of cash, forced to take dick from your dad. But I am the pedo. Yeah, I work in social care. You work in social despair, where locals aware. You used to be the mogul around here. Your family used to run the quote around here. But daddy gambled all his money playing poker around here. You want that smoke? Take note. You get slayed in the blaze. You're now just a slave to the ways to every waiter you played. Shamelessly flaunting money in their faces again. Now you stand outside your favourite restaurant and wave in the rain. Fuck ZAIN. Standing there with that big fat gut, looking like DJ Khaled, sounding like Kim Jong-un. How can you compare us saying I practically spawned this? A savage Taurosaur plus I'm naturally awesome. This Mandalorian thinks you're not fat, you're enormous, so in comparison to you, I'm actually gorgeous.
I just watched ZAIN AZRAI versus Dirty WALLZ, yeah? And I swear to God, it wasn't until the end of the battle when I clicked to see the names of the battlers. I know ZAIN AZRAI is, I've known who he is for years, but I didn't know, obviously I don't know who some of the new battlers are. And until I checked the name of the guy, I genuinely thought ZAIN AZRAI were dissing him for having dirty walls all the way through the battle. And I've just now realised the guy's called Dirty WALLZ. So yeah, that's something that can only happen in these type of battles, which is funny as fuck, but I'm going to give that battle to ZAIN AZRAI just because, yeah, same thing that he always brings, man. Fucking hilarious, sick performance. Yeah, I preferred him to Dirty WALLZ.
Yeah, this is Gemini judging ZAIN AZRAI versus Dirty WALLZ. I gave it to Dirty WALLZ, but I don't really like your little mixed race line in the future. Just keep those things out of battle rap. ZAIN AZRAI is not mixed race. I don't really like that shit, but I'll keep it real. I feel like you got that, so well done. But nah.
So, ZAIN AZRAI, Dirty WALLZ, the content of this battle is pretty in your face, which is always going to be the case with a ZAIN AZRAI battle, but he actually does write some really good shit. You're the only guy that didn't deny it or something. That bit was funny. Literally all I know Dirty WALLZ is that Blunt Ted said some shit about him, so that made me laugh. And yeah, I think Zayn took this 2-0. I think it was a 2-0 to Zayn. You know, that Dirty WALLZ, some of his shit just made no sense. He had some good stuff at the same time, but he kind of let that down with some inconsistency. You know, he said in his first round, you say stuff like making a gauge in the cranium, and then in the second round he says, you'll get blazed in a haze. You know, he does kind of the same thing that he's accused Zayn of doing, which I've never really heard Zayn do. I think you can attack Zayn a lot better than that, and Zayn is just full frontal, and even though the bars are a lot, I think he won the battle 2-0.
Yeah, that was classic Dirty WALLZ and ZAIN AZRAI. Mad thing, man. That battle had me cracking up through every round, you get me? Right. Now, I think Zayn's first round had me in tears. I was just like, I was laughing. It's just the way he puts things together and what he was saying. Then Dirty WALLZ came in swinging. I think by the end of his first round, I was like, shit, this is like very close. And then, yeah, the last two rounds, I probably preferred ZAIN AZRAI's over Dirty WALLZ. Just content-wise and, you know, just the delivery of Dirty WALLZ' second. I wasn't really feeling it as much, but it was still a good battle. They both did their thing. I think this is one of them ones where it's just perspective on this kind of shit, because it's a bit of a mad one. But yeah, Zayn, giving it to Zayn.
Okay, ZAIN AZRAI versus Dirty WALLZ. ZAIN AZRAI's first was not that great, to be honest with you, a bit disappointing. But then Dirty WALLZ's first was a bit like, went down the kind of like the race route, and I never really kind of liked that kind of angle. I've never really taken that approach, and it's a weird one. But even though maybe I'm getting too deep, maybe it's just me, but this is my perception of what I watched in the battle. I think even like in 2020, after like the height and like, you know, it just looked a bit uncomfortable. It was a bit uncomfortable for me to watch that round. It just looked a bit, you know. So that's my perception anyway. So I didn't really like the first round. And then second round, ZAIN AZRAI was quite funny. He had some shit. What was he saying? He had like the spit roast bar, but there was one before that. He had the salt snail scheme that was pretty sick. I'm gonna give it to Zayn. Dirty WALLZ was rapping better, but I don't know, man. It wasn't really for me, so that's just how I felt watching it. So sorry if I got that one wrong, but yeah, that's my vote. So yeah, I'm gonna go with ZAIN AZRAI.